Just had to get back into the groove. So back into the groove now. So man, just completed. They just completed the NFL Combine. I watched a little bit of it. I ain't seen much of it, but the players work out. But the biggest news that come out is, the owners and general managers, they sit there and they make a lot of trades, and those sort of things. He talked to the agents, signed the, free agents, and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I look out for during the NFL scouting combine. But but my Cowboys, I'm just waiting to see what they do with the with Pickens. So if you want my 2 cents, well, since you asked, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you. Um, man, I if they sign him, do a trade. Um, man, you can't have two receivers on your team that's top five in the league, in earnings. So now on that side of the ball, you're gonna have the top paid quarterback in the league, and two of the top five receivers paid in the league. So you know what that means for your defense? Man, more of the same from last year. So no, don't get me wrong. Now I like Pickens. He brought another element to the Cowboys offense. But guess what? We didn't make the playoffs with him. We won what 6 games with him. After all that, we only won 6 games. The defense was atrocious, and I think we'll be better without him. Now, not saying that the offense will be better without him, but the defense, if we don't sign him and we go out and sign a couple guys that can help us on defense, and I think you still got CeeDee Lamb, and you got a couple other of the receivers that's stepping up, and you know you go in the draft and in free agency, and you look for another number two receiver that don't command that type of money. Period. But you bolster your defense. You got to bolster that defense because I guarantee one thing. Guarantee this. You're not making the playoffs with that team with that defense from last year. Ain't gonna happen. No way in God's green earth would that happen. Bottom of the tier in defense, and you go out and make a receiver, your number two receiver, top five receiver paid in the league. That ain't gonna make a lot of sense to me. So, you know, you just trade, you sign him and you trade him. Or, you put that they put that franchise tag on him, and if another team come and get him, hey, they got to pay a couple first round picks. But I don't think that'll happen. So I think they will another team will come in and I think negotiate a contract with him, and then they'll say, hey, Dallas, can you, if you sign him, we'll trade for him. We get you a first rounder, and, or a second round or whatever. And if I'm the Cowboys, I'm taking it because knowing you ain't finna be able to afford him and sign him and not put a good team out there ain't gonna happen. So to me, I'm not signing him. I am not signing him. So since you asked for my 2 cents, I gave it to you. And that's my 2 cents. Um, the Dallas Cowboys do not sign George Pickens um, next year. So we'll see what happens. I think I'm right, but hey, as you know, I ain't always right. So I could be wrong, and I'm probably wrong, but I hope I'm not because I think we'll be a better team without him because I think the defense will be a lot better than it was last year. So, all right. With that, that's a little bit of cowboy news. On to a little bit more of So I just read today that the Arizona Cardinals has told Kyler Murray that we will not be bringing you back next year. We are gonna either try to trade you, and if we don't find a suitor, we will be releasing you. You know what? I saw it coming because Kyler just wasn't getting it done in Arizona. You got a stud receiver, the second year guy from, I think what was he at? Ohio State. I'm having a blank right now. I'm forgetting his name, but his daddy was receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Well, he's a stud, but the problem is, man, Kyler Murray can't get him the ball consistently. He just can't get it to him consistently. And then Kyler can't stay healthy. And Kyler's just only like 5'6", man. And that ain't, um, you know, ain't nothing wrong with being 5'6" if you're gonna play bigger than that. But man, Kyler struggled with those angles and getting that ball downfield. He got to get outside the pocket. He's not the same, player that he was when he first got in the league as far as getting outside the pocket. Now, he got to worry about getting hit and getting hurt. And so he don't do that as efficiently as he did when he first got in the league. So now, he's in the pocket a little bit more and he struggles. So he can't those angles, he can't see over those linemen, and it's just not good. Just not good. So I saw this coming, a mile away. His production for what he's getting paid, it wasn't adding up. Not at all. His production did not add up to that check that they was giving that man. So, when they do these contracts, these teams, they've gotten smarter. They look for an out. They look for an out, and after year 2 or 3, it's a clause in there they can get out. If they if they release this player, then they don't have to, they don't absorb all the cap hit, or they don't have to give. It's some language written in the contracts that protects the team after year 3 when these guys sign these big contracts and they not performing up to that contract, or the team will find a way out. They put it in the contract, and that's apparently what has happened. What has happened in Arizona with Kyler Murray. So stay tuned for that. That's definitely coming. And it was a little bit more news. So let's switch to a little fantasy news. In Detroit. So David Montgomery was traded to Houston. So where does that leave Jahmyr Gibbs' fantasy value going into next season? Is Jahmyr Gibbs now the number 1 pick? Hey, very well could be. Or could it be that, without what does he look like without David Montgomery there? That's what we don't know. Is that production still going to be the same? They had that bruising back that came in, gave him a little rest, and now he gonna get the lion's share of it. I'm sure they'll bring in a rookie or another free agent, somebody else, but will he be as effective as David Montgomery? That's gonna relieve a lot of pressure off Gibbs. These questions that we don't know the answer to just yet, but they coming. All the answers gonna come. But I tell you this here. Me personally, I would not hesitate to take Jahmyr Gibbs as the number 1 pick overall. I wouldn't. I think he's worthy of it. I definitely think he's worthy of it. So, hey, don't overthink it. That's what I tell people. Don't overthink it. You know, we tend to do that sometimes. We tend to overthink stuff sometimes. So, I mean, especially me. I know I do. So when it comes to this fantasy stuff, I definitely overthink it sometimes. So, like I said, I wouldn't have a problem drafting the young fellow in the first round with my first pick overall. I'd take him. You know, so those are the questions that we will be getting answers to soon. Well, not soon enough though. No, we got a while. So we going. We just finished the combine. Next month is the NFL draft. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah. So in other news, wild story. Now I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about this. So the the Atlanta Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks has partnered with. Oh man, I don't. I mean, I guess it was a question this morning as I'm driving in to work this morning. I'm listening to the radio, and man, the Atlanta Hawks has partnered with Magic City Strip Club. They are, I think the game is tonight, and so made a sponsor for the game or something like that. Magic, the strip club Magic City. Isn't that the name of Magic City? Yeah. So they play the Orlando Magic tonight, or either Friday, whichever two, and they have sponsored and partnered with Magic City, the famous strip club in Atlanta. So some people say, hey, they shouldn't be doing that because, the basketball games are a family event. You got kids that come there. And here it is, at halftime, you're going to have, what you going to have, the strippers out there? So, some people are upset. Some people like, what's the big deal? Well, I'm going to give you my 2 cents. I guess the NFL, I mean, I guess it come down to what audience are you targeting? Um, are you targeting that audience? Or are you targeting, people who bring their family there? I mean, I guess I would be asking myself, who's spending the money? I would look at that. Who is coming to the games? Who is spending the money? Who is doing that? I guess that would be question number one for me. But hey, I don't know. I wouldn't have done it. To be honest with you, nah, I wouldn't do that. But hey, some executive, had the balls, excuse me, to come up with that and put it out there, and it's happening. It's definitely happening. So we'll see how that go. See if there's any blowback on that. Um, it'd be interesting. That's for sure. It would be interesting. So that was just some little tidbits, from, it's been a while. I just wanted to jump on here, for a little bit and kind of, hey, say, here I am. But look, so, and this is nothing to do with my sports podcast, but I just want to just throw it out there. Well, I am next. So next football season, high school. So I will be live streaming like a game of the week, every week during football season and basketball season next year. So I will be going to various high schools in the area, um, live streaming that game. I pick a game, one game every week, and that's the plan anyway, and go do that. So I am definitely looking forward to that. I can't wait. So I'm excited about that, and I love to do that, and I'm gonna just see how that turned out. So anyway, you know, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been the Crook Report. Listen, be safe.